Again, another exceptional year behind, and I'm here with Kemira's Head of Investor Relations. Good to see you, Mikko.
You too, Tiina.
Kemira has just published its full year results for 2021. How would you summarize the year?
Well, I would say 2021 was really about strong market growth following the pandemic in 2020, and this was also visible in our sort of end markets for both of our segments, which grew strongly. If we think about sort of the strong demand, this was also visible in our figures, and we actually reported record revenue for 2021. So revenue grew by 10%, almost to 2.7 billion euros, and this was driven by strong organic growth in both of our segments. In terms of profitability, full year operative EBITDA, the metric that we follow, was 426 million euros, and the margin, so the operative EBITDA margin declined slightly to 15.9%, and behind the decline was the inflationary pressures, so we saw a significant increase in raw material and energy prices during the year. One point still to sort of point out is that during Q4 we made a provision of 29 million euros, and this is related to the sort of expected underutilization of an energy asset and company that we own in Pori, Finland via Pohjolan Voima, and this provision had a negative impact on Q4 and full year net profit and EPS. If we think about the segments, pulp and paper, so revenue growth of 7%. Behind this was strong demand in sort of all product groups in all geographic regions. So profitability-wise, operative EBITDA margin was 15.7%, and it declined slightly due to the inflationary pressures. Other segment, industry and water, revenue increased by 15%, and sort of the backbone of this business, the water treatment business, continued to perform strongly, and the oil and gas business also saw quite significant revenue growth. And also on this part, on this segment, so the operative EBITDA margin declined slightly to 16.2%, and behind this was also the inflationary pressures.
What is Kemira's Board of Directors' dividend proposal for 2021?
Well, if we start from what was the earnings per share for the year, so that was 0.70 for the full year. And the Board of Directors is proposing to the AGM that the dividend remains stable at 0.58 per share. And the dividend is proposed to be paid in 2 installments in April and November, as in the past 2 years.
Inflation is accelerating. How is Kemira exposed?
It is indeed accelerating, as we see from our everyday lives. And if we think about the relevant cost items for Kemira, so the prices of raw materials, energy, logistics and transportation have increased significantly. What have we done as a company? So as we've discussed before, so we started price increases already in late 2020 to compensate for the higher sort of input costs. But if we look at 2021, so what we follow closely is sort of the net impact from variable costs and sales prices. And this impact was still negative, and this led to the decline in the margin as we discussed. And if we think about sort of the upcoming year, 2022, so we do expect the strong inflationary pressures and environment to continue, particularly during the first half of the year. And this will naturally mean that we have to continue our measures to counteract this impact and also to defend our margins.
What is our outlook for 2022?
If we start from the top line, so we do expect revenue to grow from 2021. In terms of profitability, so we expect our operative EBITDA to be within a ±5% range of the operative EBITDA in 2021. And our outlook is, of course, based on certain assumptions. To name a couple here, so we expect demand to grow in both segments. We also expect sort of the COVID situation to remain under control and not having a significant impact on our operations. And then thirdly, as mentioned, we do expect the strong inflationary pressures to continue, and this is particularly for the first half of the year.
Thank you for the interview, Mikko.
Thank you, Tiina.
Kemira has launched a new purpose. It illustrates the importance of chemistry in our everyday life and relates strongly also to sustainability. Read more on our website and watch an inspiring video of the subject. Chemistry with a purpose, better every day.